evening, FUTV Army, and welcome to the Friday evening show. Because it's Friday and the football weekend is here, we're going to have an adult conversation about transfers. Well, not the obvious ones anyway. We've had all of the palaver, we've had all of the fireworks and everything else this week. That has been Cunha, that has been Delap, that has been Edison, that has been absolutely everything that Manchester United, for some reason, have been doing this week. Miles ahead of the transfer window actually opening. And it's been a bit of a whirlwind, hasn't it? It has been entertaining, I'll say that. And now we want to talk about how Manchester United sensibly get around this transfer window. And point in case here is Antony and the Antony situation. Now, we all know that Manchester United need to sell players going into the transfer window this summer. Everybody knows it. We know we've got money, and it's quite clear from what's been reported. United have got enough to buy 2 forwards. We're done with Edison. Sorry, we're done with Cunha. We're done with Delap right now. We know exactly what's happening with them two, and we're completely up to date. So we've got to look at everything else that's going on. And there are some smaller, minor details that do need taking care of as well. I want to talk about Harry and Mass as well. I want to use an example of something that's going to be happening right now in an under-21 game that is quite important, and how Manchester United have dealt with their academy players before. We'll get into that in a minute as well. I also want to talk about who you would think would replace Dalot for the rest of the season, how you would go about it. We touched on it in the press conference video earlier on, but now the dust has settled, we've had a think about it, we've mixed our teams around. I want to get your opinions on who fits in for Dalot. Is it as straightforward as playing Mazraoui there for the rest of the season? Or are you thinking of bringing a Mass in? That question I want to ask to the chat as well tonight. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about everything else that Rubens has said as well. I'm going to just get into the whole transfer saga around Antony first of all and get your opinions on this. Because when you look at this, and on the surface, and what I'm about to say, everybody is just going to go, shut up. This is crap. This is not a good deal for Manchester United. But when you break it down and you look into detail about it, and this has come from the Telegraph's Mike McGrath, and you can see going across the bottom of your screen right there, Real Betis are preparing to offer Manchester United another season-long loan to keep hold of Antony. Now, everybody's thinking Antony's worth 35 to 40 million right now, and we should be selling him. And I've seen people on X, on social media, on different platforms saying 40 million for Antony, 40 million for Rashford, another 25 for Jadon Sancho. We're talking 105 million there straight away to spend this summer. It's not the case. And the point I want to make in this is that a loan for Antony would not be a bad deal for Manchester United, and we could actually make more money from loaning Antony than we would selling him this summer. Now, hear me out on this one, because it gets a little bit complex and complicated, but Antony is obviously on a 5-year contract with Manchester United. This is his 3rd season right now. Not done too well. Decent first season, but we all know he's fallen off. His value has fallen through the floor, and he's a laughingstock in the Premier League. Everybody's had a go at Antony. The father of Ferris wheel, one-trick pony, doesn't know what he's doing, bitching and moaning about what he's been treated like in Manchester, and other pundits having a go at him, blah-de-blah-de-blah, it goes on. So, Betis loaned him, done really well. United got most of his wages covered. We know the whole situation. So what Betis are proposing to Manchester United, and this is, I feel, how United make more money. If we sold him in the summer, 40 million. Even if we sold Antony for 40 million, his wages are off the book, and that's fantastic. Well done. And we've got 40 million in to counter what we owe. And what we owe is key in this, because we actually still owe around about 35 million. I may be out a little bit on this, but you'll get where I'm going with it in a moment. So we still owe 35 million. Antony, yes, them wages gone is approximately what? 10 million-ish a season or something like that. 10, 12 million a season. Astronomical wages, obviously. But if we sold Antony now for 40 million, he's still young, don't forget, as well. And Real Betis, or whoever buys him, gets a player in top form. So that would give Manchester United 35 million still owed, 5 million profit. 5 million, wages gone, let's spend that, let's spend it now. And I've made the case, and I'm not going to go back on what I've said. Rubens Amorim needs money to spend now, and he hasn't got time to see out a playoff, spending more time on loan, and then going to bring the money in to bring in more players for Rubens Amorim next summer. I know Rubens not got the time. I'm not going to change gear and go the opposite way right now, because I said everything needs to happen this summer for Rubens Amorim. But think about this. What about Manchester United loaned Antony to Real Betis? There would be a loan fee. And it would be, yeah, you guessed it, about the same amount United would make in profit if we sold him. 5 million loan fee for Antony. United would not even entertain a loan. All his wages would be covered. They know they can demand this because Betis want him. And what does that do then? Well, if you break it down, there's a loan fee, there's some profit that we would make, except we've lost Antony completely. And yes, his wages are off the book, but you haven't made much money. You get that same fee in a loan, you get the wages covered in full, and then you get an obligation to buy at the end of the season. And what happens at the end of the season? Yeah, there's another year gone of payments on what we owe on Antony. And then when he stays at around about 40 million, because he's still young enough and United will demand this obligation and this fee, Manchester United actually make more money because we sell Antony next year having cleared more of his transfer fee. But his wages are gone and we've got a loan fee. So we've actually made profit on a loan for Antony, and we'll make more profit next summer for Antony if we actually sell him then with the obligation. That's how Manchester United should be doing business. This is how United need to be operating. Look, we're trying to deal with mistakes that were made before, and where it looks like we're being taken for a ride a bit, when you think about it and you break it down, what if we sell Antony for 40 million next summer? I know there's no guarantees his form continues, but if there is going to be a loan for Real Betis right now, United will install the obligation, and there's no way out of that. That's the only way this happens. I think United will be all over this because they'll get the loan fee, which Betis will pay. They're not bothered about that because they can't afford the transfer fee right now. And then they'll have the obligation at the end of the season. Even if it's like 35 million, it's a 5 million loan fee now. You're still getting the 40 million for Antony, but it's another year with 10 million saved in wages for Antony, which works out well for PSR. And obviously, we're going to have more profit when we sell him next summer, which could be key in bringing in somebody else next year. That's how it works out for Manchester United, I feel. We will make more money if we loan him this season than we will selling him. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But they're the facts. No one's going to pay more than 40 million for Antony right now. We know this. He's worth that. That's his market value. And that gets United 5 million max in profit. Get the loan fee. Get his wages paid. Get another chunk of change cleared off his transfer fee, and then next summer, when it comes to it, we're still going to be making the same. Yes, we've got to pay that instalment on Antony, obviously going into next summer, but with a loan fee there as well paid, and his wages gone for a full season, not just 6 months, remember. It's a full season this season. That works better for Manchester United than PSR. It does, because we've still got an asset, and we've got money for him, and we're paying nothing for him in wages. It works out better if we loan him. Just a crazy, crazy thought, and it doesn't sound right when you say it out loud, but when you break it down and think about it, it actually works out well for Manchester United. We have to be clever in the transfer market, and right now United have got shrewd operators in place in this Manchester United management structure and recruitment structure at the club, and I think they will be looking at this. And if Betis are preparing, like they've said, like the Telegraph has said, another loan for Antony, then United will be jumping all over this to make it work for them. Because nobody else we're hearing has come to the table yet. And if Betis can't afford Antony, it's pointless Antony coming back and not going anywhere else. Like, obviously, if someone comes in and offers United stupid money for Antony and we can sell him this summer, fair enough, he goes. But let's be honest, and I'm going to come to the chat on this now, who actually thinks that Antony's going to be worth any more than 40 million? It doesn't barely cover his transfer fee and what we still owe. I think United, without paying his wages, would happily take that loan fee, which would probably go towards paying off this year's instalment for him, or next season's instalment for him on the books. I think that's where it makes sense for Manchester United. I think that's how Manchester United need to work around these transfer deals. And I think they will be thinking about it. Look, I said it before. United could easily just come out and say, no, sorry, we want to sell him. But what can you sell him for? I understand you want that debt off the books, and that's fine. That's fine. But in terms of PSR, it really doesn't make that much difference for us. Yes, you can say that it's less money being paid out next summer in the transfer fee instalment factor. But you're saving that in bleeding wages anyway this season with him not being there. And you might make more money if he does another good season. I just feel like right now, Antony really isn't going to impact us too much whether we sell him or don't. I think loaning him just gives us more of an option. I think it really does. But hey, look, we'll get into the comment section on this first of all, see what everybody's thinking on it. They may think I'm just talking complete and utter nonsense, and you can shut me down completely. Gladly, no problem at all with that. No problem at all. Modern Samurai has been a member for 14 months. The greatest member ever. FUTV forever. Yes, Forever United TV. Thank you for that, mate. Two Smoke 2 says, who's just renewed his membership. Good day from the US. Go United. Thank you, mate. And We Can't Compete has just renewed his membership. It's membership renewals day by the looks of it. The best United fan channel there is. Keep up the good work, Adam and Kaz. FUTV family, smash the like button, everybody. Over 100 of you have done that already. If you love the content and the different look on things, then do give the video a bit of a like. And obviously make sure you've subscribed as well. We do things differently, and we talk about things in a different way. It's not all sensationalised, although there are moments where I go a little bit crazy, I must admit. But yes, yeah. I always felt that an extended loan for Antony was the most likely option. There is no problem with loans, guys. That was from Graham, by the way. Thanks for the comment, Graham. American Juice, member for 8 months. Thank you very much, mate. Another renewal. Wow. It is and does seem to be renewals day, doesn't it, on FUTV? But yeah, like there is no problem with loaning players back out again. United now are in a great position with Antony, and we can take full advantage of this. It depends. It all depends if we're looking short-sighted or long-sighted in terms of this deal. Yeah. I'm wrong on those figures, says Wesley. How am I wrong on them figures, Wesley? Please explain, buddy. I'm always ears, but I know that Manchester United can get a loan fee. I know his full wages can be covered, and I know we can put an obligation to buy at the same amount as what they want to buy him for this summer. Tell me I'm wrong with that one. But yes, please do add it in. You get the bare bones of it anyway. And there may be some finance experts in here that will probably spin that around a little bit and say it's wrong in areas. But you get the gist of it. Manchester United could actually make more money loaning Antony than we would actually selling him. I think that is true. Because obviously United right now, with how well Antony's playing, he's hot property. But the main point that I wanted to make out of all of that is, who is actually going to come out and spend more than 40 million on Antony? He's done it for 6 months in Spain. He might go the opposite way. Is there anyone out there that's going to spend more to give United more money? It would be more ideal, I think, if United kept Antony on the books in terms of a United player, but had everything covered in terms of wages, get the loan fee. We've done it before with the likes of Jadon Sancho. We made money off him going to Borussia Dortmund, and that helped us out quite a lot. We can do it again with Antony, I think. And then bang. Similar scenario, actually, to Jadon Sancho last season, in a way. In that, obviously, he came back and then United were able to make the money this season on him. It's kind of different because it was a loan to a loan and then the obligation kicked in. So, actually, no, that's exactly the same. Sorry, I've undone myself there. But, yeah, Sancho, 6-month loan, then a season-long loan, then an obligation. Why not do the same with Antony and actually make money as well at the same time? Future forward planning, I think that is good for United. Selling Garnacho is madness. He's still a kid. Like Alanga, a giveaway. Rashford is better than Cunha in my eyes. Also, Adam, Mark, what have you been smoking, mate? What have you been smoking at all? No, I'm only joking. But look, I get what you're saying. Garnacho is a kid. Well, he's not. He's 20 now. He's 20. Kids these days are 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds coming through. Garnacho's been playing at the highest level for 2 seasons. So we're saying that he is a full first-team player right now. He's not a kid. I don't think he's going to get any better. I think he is where he is. His qualities are what they are. He can improve certain bits of his game here and there tactically and things like that. But Garnacho is not going to get any better than what he is right now, I don't think. And he's definitely not going to be worth any more money. And yeah, selling Garnacho sounds crazy, like people are saying. Yeah. But what about selling him for Ruben Amorim and backing the manager? Because he's not going to use him. And for both parties, Garnacho, the manager, the fans, everybody moving forward, for all parties in fact, it works out better. It really does. Sell Antony to Atletico Madrid for 60 million. Use the money to bring in Osimhen. Again, Nico, we don't get that much money for Antony. And they're not going to spend 60 million. Their offer from Atletico, and if that is actually true, is a 45 million down payment And then there is going to be more in add-ons. I think it might have been 35 down, actually. But the add-ons are only triggered at exceptional circumstances. So that figure has been, obviously, again, sensationalised within the media and on social media, how much United would get for Antony. But still, he has to perform to get to that certain level of payment. So it's not going to happen, and obviously we still owe money on Antony, so we're not going to get money to pay for Osimhen. We're never going to buy Osimhen now after what Ornstein said, and it is to do with his wages anyway, mate. So, Nico, you're going to have to let Osimhen go, my friend, I'm afraid. Okay, let's get into a few more. Antony is cooking, though. He is cooking. Why don't we let him cook a little bit longer and let him simmer and get even better and juicier? Juicy! That's what you need. You need him to get... That's going to really annoy someone who I know. That's what we need to do with Antony. It's just like, let him just cook a bit longer and then we'll get more money. That's how we can use. That's an analogy we can use on Antony. Let's just let him cook a bit longer and then he will be a bit tastier to everybody. Oh, give it. It's Friday night, innit? We can have a laugh, can't we? Garnacho has been developed far more than what Rasmus Højlund has there. That's a certain. All this talk of Osimhen, guys, he won't be coming to United. Look, and where have you all been? That you've been watching the channel. You know I've covered everything, and you know that we're not going to buy Victor Osimhen. I was excited for it, but Ornstein has sat us all down and said that it's not going to happen. So we need to just look at that and just go, right, okay, let's not get any more carried away with ourselves, eh? Right, I did want to bring up an update from Fabrizio Romano on Ederson again. He has been the hot topic recently, and I made the point this morning about Ederson over Delap. We're not going to know about Delap until the end of the season. That's the problem we've got. United want to get deals done very quickly. Maybe we'll persuade Delap over the next few weeks to commit to United, and we can work our magic on the recruitment side of things. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cunha in, Delap waiting. If we don't get Delap, we haven't got a striker because no Osimhen, no Gyökeres, no Delap. Who do we go for then? We talked this morning about that and who the options might actually be. But what about bringing Ederson in as a number 8 best in class instead of a striker? And then buying our time, seeing what we can do in the market and getting a striker later on in the window. That, I think, is what I feel is possible. I do. I think it is possible. When it comes to Ederson, Romano has been talking about this. Manchester United believes Ederson is the ideal type of player for Ruben Amorim. Atalanta want 34 to 39 million for him to leave. Manchester United are keen to bring the player in. Honestly, it absolutely blows my mind. If United want Ederson and he's only 34 to 39 million, you just go and you pay the money. Romano has talked about how difficult it is for United to deal with Atalanta, like it was 2 summers ago when we were buying Rasmus Højlund. Well, we had Murto in charge of negotiating then, and we had our pants well and truly pulled down, didn't we? So I'm a bit more confident that we could go back to Atalanta and actually negotiate a decent deal for us this time around, and it not being someone who really was completely out of his depth for that role at a football club. But that price there, I would happily pay 40 million, 50 million for Ederson. If it's 39 million, I don't know what we're waiting for. If Romano is, and it's Romano saying this, 34 to 39 million for Ederson is an absolute snip. I don't know why we're not all over this. It is such sensible business for a 25-year-old who is at the peak of his powers right now, who's played at the highest level, who is going to transform a midfield. That right there is cheap as chips and is an absolute get him in and get the deal done type of transfer. Honestly, that is there as good as, if not better, than Matheus Cunha coming in to Manchester United. I would actually, do you know what? If Delap was huffing and puffing and actually dilly-dallying and just stringing us along, I would say, all right, sod you. I'm going to go and get Ederson. And then I'll see what I can find in the market as a striker later on down the line. Because I think we're saving money. I do. If you can get Ederson for a similar price to what it's going to cost us to get Delap, which it is there according to Romano, and then see you later, Delap. I'll go and find another striker. There will be someone else there that we can get. And honestly, I would move heaven and earth to make sure that Ederson comes into Manchester United's midfield. I would. And if it was a choice between him and Delap and not having a striker in the first few months of this, in the first month of the transfer window, sorry, I'll find a striker elsewhere. There's plenty more out there. If this is the price for Edison and Delap is stopping us going out and buying Edison first, then Delap can walk to Chelsea. I don't care. I would take Edison all day long. And you all know I've been a big admirer of Edison's for a long time now. I just feel like he just changes Manchester United's team so much. By the way, Man United's youngsters are in action tonight. If you want to get a glimpse of some of Manchester United's under 21 players, Harrison is in goal. Aguonyi is playing as well as captain. Jackson, Kikonki, Murray, Kone, Tyler Fletcher, Morehouse, Mantato, Wheatley, Scanlon. Wheatley back in Man United's under 21s. He was loaned out, failed again. Prime example of what Manchester United's academy at times has got wrong in clinging on to players too long. And this is why, again, I was saying, why is it Jim Radcliffe came out and said that certain academy players just need to be sold on? Now, Wheatley has signed a new contract at United. I don't see him featuring at all. Stephen Railsford has just come out there and said Ethan Wheatley starts for Manchester United under 21s tonight. Other academy players who have struggled for game time on loan have done the same. He just cannot get into. He cannot get into the side. I think he's at. Was it Carlisle? I think he went to. I'm sure it was Carlisle. Anyway, he's back at Manchester United playing under 21s, even though he's still on loan because he can't get game time. This is when recruitment goes wrong. This is when finding the right loan goes wrong for Manchester United and other clubs as well. It's not just United. I'm not making a point about United's academy and what's gone wrong there, but I think this is what happens. But talk to me on that again. I was going on about this morning, but I didn't get much time to gauge everybody's chat on the Edison. Number 8 or number 9? We did put a poll up earlier on, actually, in one of the shows, talking about what was the better for United in terms of order of transfers, as in, do we get a 10 first, then a 9, then an 8, then a 1, right wing back, do you know what I mean? And I think right now I would just like to actually ask the chat straight out. Edison at 8, knowing that you're not going to get, Graham, you're right, it was Kugel at Carlisle, yes it was. I think, was it? Dango went to Rotherham, didn't he? I can't remember what, it was Walsall. I think it was Walsall for Wheatley. I'm sure it was. You couldn't get in that side. Okay. Right, let's get into this. Edison off Delap, please, everybody. Get into the chat. That's what I'm asking right now. Dacia Sandero says, I wouldn't be going for Delap. I see him as a development player as well. We have to go for a 25 goal plus striker at all cost, but Edison from Atalanta does need picking up. It's one of them, isn't it? You look at it and you say that Manchester United, actually, right now, have got an opportunity to bring in the best-in-class midfielder for not bringing in a striker. What do? That's it. Wesley's back in there. Wesley, 2 scoops. I like that name, actually, Wesley. Adam, there are 2 options. Sell him for 40 million, or B, loan him for 5 and sell him for 40 million next summer. In option A, we will make 5 million. In option B, we will make 10 million. All based on that assumption. I think that's pretty much what I said, didn't I? You make more money if you loan him. I think you do make more money if you loan him. I think that's pretty much what I was saying anyway. But yeah, thanks for that, Wesley, buddy. It's good for everyone to see something like that in the chat, as well as actually, me talking about it as well. Adam, are you not considering that if he is sold, we can settle him? If we loan him, we have to pay another 20 million in payments to Ajax for the year's instalments. Doesn't make sense. No. When you think about it, Manchester United's finances are based on Antony being sold at the right price. Antony being sold for 40 million doesn't get as much profit. Look, United might get more of a loan fee for Antony and then have all of them costs covered and then make more money on Antony next season. Don't forget, we had bonuses to a loan as well. If he gets a certain mark of goals, bonus. You can't get it with a transfer fee. So say, for instance, we did need to pay 20 million of Antony instalments. It might not even be that much. I don't know where we're at right now with it or how much we've paid already. But say, for instance, you got a 10 million loan fee, you got bonuses, you got his wages paid. Manchester United's basically there. You're looking at you're saving over 20 million a season already. And you know what? It's calculated in, isn't it? Manchester United's finances are already calculated in. Look, if it was me, I would loan him, but I would have heavy penalties and fees and obligation. United could add an obligation of 50 million to this. I'm not saying that United are going to don't do this loan. I'm saying United will do it to work for them. And what they could do at the end, and everything on top of it was the obligation. So down the line, even if we have to pay 20 million installments, that's already part of the accounts. We're going to get a massive chunk at the end of it, and that's what probably has been lost in translation in describing that there. And the situation is that if you put on the obligation at the end that fits United to make more money next year, and it works out better overall, then that's how it would benefit Manchester United. They can make the loan work for them. Otherwise, we cut our losses and we sell him for small amounts. And yes, we don't have his wages or his transfer fee on the books anymore. But United are trying to make profit off PSR. That's the difference. It's not about what United have still got to pay. It's about how much it balanced the PSR books, because it gives us the opportunity to spend more. And let's not forget, like I've said all along, it's just a case of getting through this last PSR year before the squad ratio rule kicks in and United have a real advantage over everybody else. Okay. More on, please bring me up to date on your thoughts on Edison, by the way, everybody, and what Romano has said. Does anyone think we'll get all our transfers sorted before the 10th of June when the first transfer period ends? No, we won't, Steve. We've got enough money to get through this first bit, and then the new financial year kicks in on July 1st. So, no, we need to sell other players to actually bring in money to do other purchases. That's where United are at with that one. Edison, Cunha and David on a free transfer, please. David on a free would cost about 25-30 million still, just so everybody's aware of that, with the agent's fees, signing on fees and monumental wages that he's probably asking, which is just a rumour, but again, you've seen Manchester United right up there with the amount of agent fees, higher than most clubs in the Premier League. And that is something that we do need to try and clamp down on. But when you're as poor as United are and you're having to overpay for so much, and you have done in the past, them agents fees, it takes a bit of time to bring that back down level again. And that's the problem that you've got. By the way, everybody, while your comments are actually coming in, I would love it if we could get everybody involved in the special this weekend for the Bournemouth and Manchester United game. And that is our sponsor, Match Bingo. As you can see there on the screen, Match Weekend is here, everybody. That QR code right there on the screen, or the link in the description, we'll get some of the mods to pop it up into the live chat as well. I was talking about this earlier on. This is an FUTV game only. So the hundreds of thousands that are on this app already are not invited. You have to scan this QR code, and only members from FUTV will win the prize money. Someone off this channel, a subscriber, or anybody who scans that QR code will win the money that's available. 350 quid prize. There is a £200 jackpot. If we sell a certain amount of tickets here on FUTV, which is why I'm telling everybody to get involved with it, get involved, download the app, use that QR code, one of them on the screen there, or the link in the description and live chat. Get involved this weekend for the Bournemouth game. Grab your bingo match cards. If you win, you get them. If you get 5 in a row in the line, you get 25 quid. 2 lines, 25 quid. You get the jackpot, 200 quid. If we sell a certain amount of tickets, then even if someone doesn't win that jackpot, we will give that 200 quid away to one person who has scanned that QR code and is an FUTV subscriber. That's how big this weekend is. It's only open to FUTV watchers. That is it. So someone from this channel will win all of that money. But we have to get as many people in as possible to get it done. So get in there, everybody. Scan the QR code. Download the app. Please do it through that code, because that's the only way you can enter this prize and this game. And do that, and we'll all play along in a watch-along on Sunday while watching Bournemouth. See who takes the prize. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. Our very own Match Bingo game where nobody else can do it except people who have scanned that code. You are the FUTV army, so yeah, you should be taking something back. I just want to be able to give that 200 quid bonus away to somebody on the day as well. That would be great, because I've got a feeling that we might need it in that Bournemouth game. Not really looking forward to it, to be honest. But yeah, I've pinned it up there anyway in the live chat as well, everybody. Please use that code. Download the app. Deposit £10 as well, and you'll get an extra £20 on top of that as well to use on the game. It is really straightforward and dead simple. You don't have to pick anything out. Your cards are given to you, and it just goes off match events like throw-ins, goals. If you get all of them events, you win the prize. The difference with this game on Sunday is that it has to be someone off FUTV that wins it, because we're the only people who know about it and have logged on. Go get it done, people. Get involved, honestly. It's a great game. It's a load of fun, and we'll do it on the watch-along as well. Okay, back into the chat we go with this one. Only Man United could hand PSG 60 million. Only Man United could hand PSG 60 million. Watch them by João Neves, the best young midfielder. In return, we get the bench warmer Agate like it's Black Friday. Is he a bench warmer? I don't think he is, mate. I think he's one of Man United's most used players this season, to be honest, when he's been available. Don't think he's a bench warmer. Give him time. Give him time. He's only been here 1 year. He might actually turn out to be a real player for us yet still. And when the system is in full swing, you might find Agate being a key part of it. Like I said, give him at least 2 years. Let's see this man progress. I think that's what's important in all of this anyway. Okay, right. I see people already buying them match cards already on Match Bingo. Let's go, everybody. Come on. It's going to be a ball this Sunday. We've got to make the most of it, haven't we? Keep your comments coming in regarding, obviously, Edison and Delap. But I want to know who you would put in. Talking of this game at weekend now against Bournemouth. Ruben Amorim was talking in his press conference earlier on. And he obviously broke the news that Dalot could be out for the rest of the season. He's going to miss a few games at least. So he's going to be out for the Bilbao games. He's going to be out for the West Ham game as well. Bournemouth this weekend. Pretty disappointing, to be honest. He's going to be, so what's he going to miss there? I think it's Bournemouth and Brentford. Bournemouth, Brentford, both Bilbao games definitely, and possibly the rest of the season. Who plays at right wing back? Who are you putting in there? Sorry, that was that one, Mark. Adam, I scanned the quote or QR code to our code. What is not working? Just persevere. Click on the link in the chat, mate. Do the link in the chat is probably the best option. Or go in the description. The link is there in the description as well. Just use that. If the QR code isn't working, go to the description or use the link in the live chat, everybody. That's all I would say. Dorgu, right wing back. I'm guessing, Steve, are you going to put Amas at the left? Yeah. Yeah, actually, the QR code on the screen does work. I've just had it checked out as well, everybody. So just scan that QR code on the screen right now. If you do that, you are invited in and get your match tickets and be in with a chance of winning part of that 350 quid. Someone will win the bonus of 200 quid if we sell enough of them tickets this weekend. So go for it, everybody. Dalot being out does not concern me in the slightest. Dorgu right wing back, Shaw left wing back. Oh, block, you've gone right in there. Shaw, are you sure you want Shaw? Sure you want Shaw on that left-hand side? No, not for me. Shaw is a left centre-back only. He hasn't got the energy anymore. He hasn't got the consistency, I don't think. No. How about... I mean, give me your other suggestions in, everybody, here as well. Could we play Kamasin or Mantato on that right-hand side? In Bournemouth, Brentford, these games that apparently don't matter. Ruben was talking about this in the press conference, about him having to take a risk. He has to put his eggs in the Europa League basket. Maybe we should be just saying thank you and put the kids in there. Give it a go. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no harm in playing another academy lad in the games if we're not going. By the way, yeah, it is only UK residents that can get involved in the bingo game. I should apologise. I should have said that before. Sorry about that, everybody. Mazraoui for sure, says United. Might as well, says Aaron, in terms of the kids. Shaw is not fit enough to play left wing back. No, I've already said that. I think Graham's agreeing with me there on that one. Sean coming up with that, saying that we could play Shaw at left wing back. He's nowhere near fit enough. Fredrickson, put him in. He's a centre back, Peter, so he can't play at wing back. So yeah, keep them Keep them suggestions coming in for right wing back. Do we trust one of the other academy players? Mantato and Kamasin have been doing great guns in the academy. Or is it going to be Dorgu? Is it going to be Amas on the left? Could we see Mazraoui play straight out on the right-hand side? And here's one for you. How about, and this is the great news from the press conference today, as you heard, and Romano has confirmed this as well, Ahmad is back in training with United's first team this week. Absolutely epic news. Could Ahmad go in at right wing back? Now there's one for you to get talking about. Any takers on Ahmad playing at right wing back? We got Mount there, we got Bruno there who can play the 10s. Garnacho can play the 10. Mainu can play the 10. We've got options at 10. We haven't got much on the right. Maybe Ahmad actually being an attacking player on that right-hand side and Dorgu an attacking player on that left-hand side. That'll give us a lot more options and creativity. We will look a completely different side if we had them two as our wing-backs. It would be something to see that. Amas and Dorgu will probably start at the Vitality. I think so. Graham's right on that one. I think Amas will definitely play against Bournemouth. The Bilbao game's the interesting one. Does he go with experience? That's the key. The Bilbao game, I have no idea how he's going to play it. He could just go all out and try Amas in that game as well. I don't think he will, though. I think it will be Mazraoui in that game. I don't think he can risk it. I'm not saying that Amas isn't good enough or another academy player isn't good enough, but he said in his press conference today he needs to protect the kids and he needs to protect the academy players from the environment that they're being put into. This is too much pressure for an academy player to come in and try and salvage a season that these so-called first-team players have completely ballsed up. It's not really fair on them, and he's totally right on that, Ruben Amorim. He's completely right. I love all of the academy players. I want to see them all get games. The Wolves game for Fredrickson was a perfect game for him. Perfect game where the season's over. He comes in, he gets the game time, he gets a full 90 minutes. He gets used to playing with proper Man United players. Well, I won't say proper, but experienced United players. And that's the right environment. A nothing kind of game. Not the Europa League semi-final. When Ruben Amorim's career is literally hanging on by a thread. I just don't see it happening. By the way, everybody, thank you so much for the 250 likes already. Absolutely epic. Let's see if we can bump that up to 300 while we're live, everyone. Let's get some more comments in on this. Chido should be getting some game time on Sunday, hopefully. Maybe he will. Yes, I think he will. He's not actually in the side tonight. I don't think he's in the side tonight for the under-21s. No, he's not because Wheatley's there. I did just say that. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, Morehouse, Mantato, Wheatley and Scanlon. So it's Wheatley and Scanlon who are the front players for Manchester United tonight. I can see Chido getting game time against Bournemouth. It'd be good to see him in the first team again, getting a little bit more. I think he deserves a little bit more time as well. Also, make sure that you do get your comments in on Antony as well. When the live finishes, drop down into the comments section and give me your thoughts on Antony and what you think in terms of that loan. Is it better that we loan him out? Is it better just to try and sell him and cut our losses? If United get that big chunk at the end of that loan deal, that obligation, this might be worth more for United. So that's what I'm saying. Ahmad will be on the bench for Bournemouth at best. No, I don't think Ahmad will even be there, mate. Ahmad's not going to play against Bournemouth at all. I don't even think he's going to be in the matchday squad. I think he's starting training next week, Graham, so I don't think he'll be there at all. I really don't. So, yeah, we'll wait it out. Save him for Bilbao. I think he'll be on the bench against Bilbao as well. He's not going to bring him straight back in, I don't think. Game Sunday is meaningless, says Adam. If Ruben keeps injuring players by overplaying in games that don't matter, like he did to Dallo, it's on Ruben. I don't really think it's on Ruben about Dallo, ads, to be honest, mate. He didn't play against Wolves. So that says it all, doesn't it? Like sometimes players, there's no other option. It's throwing in a kid and him absolutely sinking, or you just let these players actually go out and play the season that they've completely ballsed up and take responsibility for. That's how I see it. I do. Ahmad is listed as the 25th of the 5th. come back? No, definitely not, mate. The end of May? Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. He'll be back. He's back in training. He'll be available for the Bilbao game, Ahmad. 100%. He will be available for the Bilbao game. I'm telling you now. Amas is getting a good run of games, which will be good for his confidence. Very good for his confidence, because you'd have seen that Romano has been talking about Harry Amas, and his agent has been speaking as well. And this is the point I'm trying to make before regarding Ethan Wheatley coming back and getting game time in United's under-21s. How embarrassing must that be? You've been sent out to a EFL club and you cannot get in that side. You are a Manchester United academy player. How are Manchester United having to bring back players to give them game time when we've loaned them out? There was clubs after Harry and Mass. 2 Premier League clubs wanted Harry, but his dreams was always Manchester United. Loan proposal rejected in January. This is what his agent was saying. Wants to plan for the future, and I think it's going to be a big summer for Amas. I think United have got a decision to make on Harry Amas going into this transfer window. I don't know which way they're going to go with it either. I really don't. By the way, yeah, it has been reported that Andre Nana has bought a new £3.5 million mansion in Manchester. Fucking oh God, man. Honestly, that doesn't look good, does it? That means that he's probably staying at United. It does. Ethan Wheatley has scored, by the way, for the under-21s, so that's good to see. After going behind in the opening minute, United have found a quick response after a good move on the left-hand side, and Wheatley has come back to United and scored a goal. Talking of Ethan Wheatley, he has just bagged his first goal back in Man United's academy setup. Look. That pretty much is all we've got left to say on the channel tonight and on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Please do make sure that you please click on the link in the live chat or in the description right now and get involved in our Match Bingo game this weekend. The QR codes are right there on the screen. If you scan that with your phone right now, if you're watching on your laptop or your TV, scan that, download the app, buy your Match Bingo card. You will be directed right to this game, which only FUTV subscribers and members can go and be involved in. There is prize money for 1, 2, maybe 3 FUTV members in this game alone. If we can sell as many as we can, we will be guaranteeing somebody picks up 200 quid from FUTV this weekend. We've got to sell enough, so spread the word, get clicking on that link or scan that QR code, everybody. All that's left for me to say is absolutely fantastic effort from everybody again tonight. Thank you for all of your comments, involvement in the show. Weekend is here. The content will be back at 8 o'clock in the morning as always. I will see you all there. But make sure that you do put a like on the video before you leave if you have enjoyed it. It's Friday night, so you might as well stick a like on it anyway because you're in a good mood. Subscribe to Forever United TV. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great